Hello, my friends. So I want to play with some glass gels today. So glass gels, here I'll put some down, are essentially more transparent gels, right? You could make your own if you want to just mix with top coat, but I kind of wanted to play with doing a tortoise shell out of these brown and orange glass gels, just to see if we get a different look. So let me clean that up so I don't put my arm in it. And let's go ahead and start. So I'm gonna start with just an orange. Now I have found most brands are now releasing a glass line of gel polish. If you're doing this with normal polish, just mix with clear top coat, but you gotta work, so quickly because you're fighting the clock there with time. And this doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I'm gonna encourage you, granted, I have my little sticky under there, but I'm gonna encourage you, see how it's a little thicker here and not as even down here, like perfect, let it be. The other thing is I'm gonna take, before I cure it, gosh, I don't know if I should just use my brush, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna go in and do some blobs with the glass brown. What I will make sure I do before I put this glass brown back is I'll make sure I wipe off so I don't pull orange into it. But I actually really like this. I'm gonna let it sit and blend for a second. So you can even wipe it off on a pad, but you just wanna make sure you don't pull any of the orange into it. And let it sit for a second. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna pop it into cure, and again, just because I happen to be right here, keep a clean working surface. Now, I just grabbed a little cheap brush off Amazon that I'm gonna use, and I am gonna use, you could use black art gel, you could use black gel polish, you could probably even use the glass black. I haven't played with that, but I figure I'm gonna want some sort of more solid playing in there. So I'll pull these out here in a minute. Now I'm not done with the glass brown because I kind of like what's happening right here. I'm just gonna do another thin layer of the glass orange so that when I put more glass brown to create layers and dimension of this orange, warmer tortoise shell, I'll get it. So tortoise shell is all about layering. If you don't cure it, you can mush and manipulate it. If you cure it and put a layer of the other color over it, you're going to intensify the same color and mute the other colors. So let me pull this out from curing and explain more what that means. When I laid that orange over the brown, I intensified the orange more and muted this brown. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is take my brown again and just lay it again in a few spots. Like I just want it a little bit more intense. And it's the glass, so no major need. I don't want it really thick, but since the glass is a little more transparent, see how we have different like layers of brown going on there? Love that. I'm gonna give it a little cure. And then this is where I'm gonna play. I haven't used this brush yet, but I'm gonna use it with you guys. I think, yes, so we're gonna do a lot of kind of this mushing motion with this art gel and mush things into place. I'm not gonna do another layer of my glass orange. You usually see this like with a glass yellow. And if you do like, oh gosh, some of the prettiest tortoiseshell nails I've seen have been like the blonde ones. So there's options there. Okay, I'm just gonna take a touch. It only takes a little bit. And on the same kind of vein of where things were, just the tiniest amount. Well, I still want it black though. Create, how do I put this? Create little continents. Create little continents. You want it to like not be perfect circles. Okay, that looks cool. I have an idea. What if we cure this and we pull one more layer of orange over it and then one more layer of black? Obviously, the more layers you do, the more detail you're adding, the more something should cost, and it's gonna have more and more and more dimension. Yep. You could also play with pulling, oh gosh, I don't know. What if we pulled like a red? Ooh, I don't know what that would do. A red glass gel over it. I wish I had my yellow with me right now. Yeah, that's just gonna be a little too intense for me. If I had my glass yellow with me right now, I would absolutely play with it. That looks good, you guys. Okay, here's the beauty of working in gels. I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna try layering, because my goal is, in the end, we feel like we have an amber kind of tortoise shell. I actually really like that. Now before I cure, tiniest of dots. Just because it's got a little more color to it. See how that kind of mushes into that orange and creates a lighter dimension. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm gonna do one more over here. And then we're gonna pop it into cure. Pop that into cure. Now for cleanup. Let me pull out some wipes. Always like to have wipes nearby. We're gonna make sure we keep our art gel covered so it doesn't cure. We're gonna close our bottle lids. I'm gonna take a little acetone or alcohol on your acetone resistant surface and clean it off. So maybe this is on a little tile or a little palette if you're not on an acetone resistant surface. And then you can go to top coat. Now see how uneven this is? Stay tuned for my other video that's gonna help you create a really good finish to this, but shiny or matte. This is gonna look awesome.